Ooh. Oh, there we go. Okay, ladies. Oh my god. Welcome back. The only way out is through. Child. Child. Day one. Child day one. Child day one. Is what it says. Bit loud. Phew! That's today. God bless America. It is July the 9th. For sure. Hey Gilbert, welcome. Good morning. We're going straight in, we're not having a chat in the lobby first? Okay. Oh, you're a dinosaur? I'll give you this. Okay. Court is now in session for, how do I say that? Machito Bai, Your Honor. The pixie of the arpeggio! Right, his trial. Court is in session. Defense is ready, Your Honor. Hit that yoinky sploinky, Your Honor. The prosecution is A-OK, Herr Judge. I'm the doctor. Very well, Prosecutor Gavin. Ah, my opening statement, yeah? No, actually, there was something else I wanted to ask you about. Like that time that you carried the judge out of the court that one time. Why did you do that? How did you do that? Physically. Why? Was it easy for you? Yes? Say you're going to visit someone in the hospital with an incurable disease. What do you say to them? I mean, you wouldn't say get well soon, right? You'd only be kicking them when they're down. What are you talking about? Actually, I'm going to visit someone who is terminally ill. Right after this trial. The Chief Justice's son. Chief Justice? That's me! His son is afflicted with a most terrible disease. He doesn't have long, it seems. Ah. Oh, I thought I'd go pay him a visit. We have to talk about this right now? I thought saying something moving might be the order of the day. Why don't grown-ups ever just say what's on their mind instead of pretending? He's looking at me with something like disgust. Hey, what are you looking at me like that for? In any case, I'm a bit busy today, so let's wrap this up quickly. I agree. Prosecutor Gavin, your opening statement, briefly. You're in luck here, Judge. I believe you'll be going on your hospital visit sooner than you think. Because I'm about to kill you. With my knife. First, to review the victim in this case. Romain Latouche, age 35. You know who else is 35? Never mind.
Don't let the killer get you.
No! Wait, the killer can't get me. I'm immune. Global Manager for Diva Songstress La Memoire. The cause of death, blood loss due to being shot by a large caliber revolver. This report has all the details. The court accepts this into evidence. Well, let's have a look. Meaningless! 45 caliber, that's quite large, isn't it? A direct hit from that could knock a man off his feet. However, the bullet struck him in his shoulder. The damage to the body was slight. Death was not immediate. Sadly, his blood loss was such that he could not be saved. I suppose the victim's condition could have been much worse considering. Two shots were fired. One shot missed, the other penetrated and passed through the victim's shoulder. Both bullets were found in the wall at the scene. Observe the diagram. This is where the bullets hit. I see. The court accepts this evidence. Oh, I think the killer was whoever fired the gun. Although, maybe that's what they want me to think. Hi, Reva! Oh, I need to stop waving at my screen. This is embarrassing. Welcome, welcome. Thank you for always dropping by. If we're talking about a 45 caliber revolver, we must assume that the killer was adept at the weapon's use. Really? Yeah, apparently weapons that size have a powerful kickback. If, say, the judge tried to fire one, it would break every bone in his body. The defense will take more care in choosing examples. As I was saying, the victim was shot backstage in a dressing room. This dressing room has only one entrance, this door. That does seem to be the case, yes. However, there were witnesses who heard the gunshots. He's talking about you and Emma, huh? Yet when the witnesses entered the room, it was empty, save for the victim's body, of course. But that's impossible! Exactly. This murder was impossible. For all but one person. One person? That is, of course, the defendant, Machi Tobae. Only this defendant could have committed the crime. But how? Quite simple. The circumstances of the crime scene make it clear. Very well, I assume you have testimony to back up this claim. Please show the witness to the stand. My Fraulein! Your name and profession, please. Emma Sky. I'm a detective for the police department. I was on security detail at the concert forum that night. Emma seems tired somehow. Security at the concert, you say? Some security I was. Couldn't even stop a murder. No, don't blame yourself. Things like this happen. I've made even bigger mistakes in my career, you know. I bet he has. I'm sure that makes her feel much better. I want to hear about these bigger mistakes. In any case, because you were on security detail, the crime was quickly discovered. And we were able to identify the killer. You may give the court your testimony, if you would. Describe the circumstances of that day, and your discovery of the crime, please. Alright. Start Emma-ing now! The night of the murder, I was on security backstage at Prosecutor Gavin's request. Only people involved with the concert in some way were allowed backstage. At the beginning of the third set, I heard shots. I went into the room filled with blaring rock music and found the body. I examined the scene and determined that only the defendant could have done it. Well, that's not what she said at the time. She said that gun kills people. Was lucky that a detective was first on the scene. That door was the only way out of the room, right? Yeah, pretty much. Then I don't get it. How can they say that Machi did it? Looks like we need a bit more information. Very well, the defense may begin the cross-examination. Well. Hold it! How could you know something like that? As I said, it was clear from the circumstances. Listen. We know there is only one exit from that room, that door. The small window only opened a tiny crack. And I was standing in front of that door. So how could the killer have fled the scene? There's only one possibility, the air vent. Oh. But that air vent was too small. Who could possibly... Exactly. There's certainly no way who could get through. Nor me. The only one who could fit through was a child. A child. Remember, access to those rooms was limited. Only those involved in the concert were allowed. And of all the people involved in the concert, only one is small enough to be considered a child. Well, Trucy was also there. The defendant? Pixie of the arpeggio, flitted up toward the sky, and disappeared from the scene of the crime. But that's just conjecture. Oh, there is no other way out of that room. You were there. You should know, Herr Forehead. And there is another vital piece of evidence. Evidence? What? Marks were found on the air vent grill. Traces that it had recently been opened. Wait, what? And something else was found quite clearly. The defendant, Machi Tobae's fingerprints. What? Do you have a glasses fetish, Thunderverse? Paichan is not doing good today. For various reasons. But it's okay, we play Isotani. Order, order, order! Oh, my pet. I'm trying to move it, but I think I'm moving something completely unrelated. Stop hitting me! The air vent was the only way out of the room. The defendant's fingerprints were found on the grill. Well, Herr Forehead? What fairy tale does this suggest to you? Ugh! Only one could pass through that vent, that doorway to heaven. And that one is our Pixie. Why are you looking at me, Apollo? Hey! I was out whipping it up in the audience. So this was his decisive evidence. Quite decisive indeed. I know the circumstances under which the body was found. I was there. An examination of the crime scene was enough to nail down the killer? Sure, they have a good reason. They must have had a good reason to arrest Mochi. And I'm going to find out what it was. Well, they could just tell me since that's what we're here for. I think this is one of those. Hold it! The night of the murder was the night of the concert, yes? That's right. What was the detective doing on security detail, might I ask? If it was only a concert. My thoughts exactly. But orders are orders, even when they come from rock gods. Prosecutor Gavin? Yes, allow me to explain. I smelled something that day, you might say. The stench of conspiracy. That day at the concert hall. Conspiracy? Well, isn't it obvious? My keys! The whole morning, no, the whole day was ruined. And it's all because someone stole my keys. I couldn't ride my hog. Jesus, sure. I couldn't open my guitar case. There he goes again. Isn't it possible he simply misplaced them? Misplaced them? Misplaced items don't just wander into a murder victim's hand on their own. What's this, Prosecutor Gavin? If your keys were in the victim's hand, that makes you a prime suspect. Can you stop? Start slaying. That's great, man. I don't know your song, I'm sorry. He's singing something. Everything with this guy have to be so over the top. Killing happened in the middle of my concert. I was like a sailor, adrift on a sea of sound. Anyway, I didn't want anything else stolen, so I put the detective with the most time on their hands on the task. You see, I can accept that. Well, I can't. What do you mean, time on their hands? Please, the testimony. My amazing air guitar. They should let him bring his guitar to court. What's the worst that could happen? We were let in, though. I didn't know about that. I certainly didn't invite you. I gave the Fraulein special permission to be there. I wanted to see her again. Oh boy, did you hear that? We're officially involved now. Yeah, great. Some other hanger-ons tried to get backstage, but I drove them off. So no other outsiders were there then. And then... I believe we were having a chat when we heard the shots. You were the one chatting. I was eating snackus. Oh, hey, no snacking in court. And you're sure the shots came from Lemmerware's room? Yes, absolutely. Hey, I'm the one being cross-examined here. Here, this'll keep you quiet. Thanks. So, munch, munch, munch. How about it? Munch, munch, munch. Emma. We were right. Munch, munch, munch. There. Hard to be mistaken about that. Munch, munch, munch. Please, either talk or eat, not both at the same time. Gulp! Right, so after that, me and Mr. Lawyer there open the dressing room door. Hold it! Rock? Blaring, yes. When you say rock, are you referring perhaps to this rock and roll music that's so popular these days? That's right. When we went into the dressing room, music was blaring over the speaker in the wall. They pipe sound from the stage into the backstage through speakers. That way, people in the back can hear when they're supposed to be on stage. Do it have to be so loud? You don't listen to the governors with your ears. You feel it with your entire body and soul! I always have the backstage monitors at full volume. I bet. When we walked in the room, the band was playing Guilty Love, I believe, making it easy to determine the time of the crime. If you could hear that music playing, then everyone on stage for that song has an alibi, including myself. Anyway, I closed off the scene and started my investigation. I believe that's enough of that. Prosecution has a rather convincing case. The only way in and out of the crime scene was watched, making the defendant the only one who could possibly leave the scene. Simple and decisive. I believe we've heard enough to determine our verdict. Even if I wasn't in a hurry to make a hospital visit, I'm sure the Chief Justice will appreciate the gesture. Unfortunately, we have no direct witnesses. Fortunately, the criminal left decisive evidence for us. That will have to be enough. It can't be over already. Very well, I believe this trial is finished. The defense has no contradicting evidence. Prosecution has presented our proof. Clear and plain. If you have contradicting evidence, it better be clear and plain. Apollo! They've got us on the ropes already. We better come up with something quick. I know. Think what can get us out of this. We need evidence or a witness that can prove Machi is innocent beyond a doubt. Without that... Gulp! Mr. Justice, we will have contradicting proof that can overturn the prosecution's case. If you do, you better tell us about it now. This is it. So soon. If I mess this one up, it's all over. Court wants contradicting proof. There is a witness. But she doesn't want to talk to me. Prosecutor Gavin, you claim that there were no witnesses to this crime. Are you absolutely sure? Absolutely. I'd swear it on my career as a prosecutor. And on my million-seller hit song, Atraquinine My Love. Wait, how do we say atraquinine? There he goes again. That's too bad, because there was a witness. Oh, really though? But how did you come to possess knowledge the prosecution clearly does not? Because I'm the only one in the world who knows this! Yes, the witness. The witness is cold, maybe. He's cold because he's a lettuce. He's in the fridge. What? A victim said this before he died. Perhaps he did, and perhaps he did not. What do you mean by that? All we know is what her forehead says he said. It's no testimony, especially since it comes from the defense attorney himself.
Objection!
Looking at my emails. Yeah. But it's the truth, he said it. I even told you about it. Apparently you ignored me completely. It's my policy to fully investigate everything I deem relevant. Clearly this rookie lawyer thinks he can tell me how to do my job. That's enough, Mr. Justice. We need clear contradictory proof from you. This witness of yours unknown to the prosecution. Hope you're right. Failure carries a stiff penalty. Perhaps a stiffer penalty than usual is called for. I can't talk today. There's no backing down now. Let's hear the name of your witness, Mr. Justice. Forty. Damn, she looks good. Take that! Lamiwa? Recall Mr. Latus's last words. I don't want to. I was there. Siren. Oh, huh. He meant the siren. That's right. The siren of the ballad, Lamiwa. Lamiwa was only on stage for the second set. And she had access to the backstage area. She could have been a witness. I see. Well, Prosecutor Gavin. My claim still stands. There was no witness to this crime. Very well. Let's hear it from the horse's mouth then, shall we? We will now take a break from Detective Emma Sky's cross-examination. Please show Lamiwa to the witness stand. Lamiwa would say nothing the night of the murder. Not today, though. Today we'll drag that story out of her no matter what it is. It is my distinct honor to welcome the Siren of the Ballad to our courtroom. You are too kind. Oh, you can speak English? Yes, I can. Though I'm not very good, there is much I do not know. You speak so well. Have you spent time here before? Actually, I do not know how I came by my knowledge of your language, nor where I studied it. What does she mean she doesn't know? I too thought to call her as a witness, but I did not. I had a reason, of course. What's that? Lamiwa suffers from amnesia. Amnesia? Lamiwa is not my true name, yet I remember nothing of the time before I was given it. Nothing of the time before I started singing on stage. Whoa, she's even more mysterious than I thought. As lauded singer Lamiwa, she lives a good life. There are little difficulties for her thanks to her success. Yet, I did not wish to subject her to unnecessary stress. I see. Care surprisingly little about people's pasts. That's true and explains everything that ever happens in Ace Attorney and why he keeps hiring prosecutors who are like some guy who just got out of hospital and some guy who kills people. And Francisco and Kama. You have nothing to fear in this court, Lamiwa. Thank you. Yet there is something I do not understand. I am being called as a witness? What might I say? No one will tell me anything of what happened. Let me be frank. Let me be clever, Gavin. I do not want you to ask you up here to testify. Yet that young gentleman with the wide forehead over there was adamant that you stand. Oh my. Congratulations, Apollo. You're the bad guy. Well, now that you're here, please give us your testimony. If nothing else, the sound of your voice is welcome. Tell us what you saw the night of the crime. As for what I saw nothing. That night, I was invited to sing on stage, and this I did. I did not return backstage until after the second set. Oh, she did not return backstage after the second set. Then I was led by the police to Mr. Gavin's dressing room and told to wait there. That was where I learned that something had happened, but I wasn't told the details. I must say, you sound wonderful just testifying. Hope he was too distracted to hear what she was actually saying. There you have it, she saw nothing that night. Now we can only pray that the defense has the sense to admit defeat, and refrain from detaining her here longer than need be. Wow, you just got better, Apollo. Way to go! Grrr! Very well, Mr. Justice. Keep it short and sweet. Lammermoor wouldn't talk to me the night of the crime. She must know something, and I've got to find out what. You were there! I have it. It has to have been dropped there after the second set because she was probably wearing it on stage. I don't remember. We'll find out very quickly. And very often.
Objection!
I'm sorry, Lammermoor, but I'm having trouble believing you. You remember this brooch, do you not? Why, that's Lammermoor's. She was wearing it for her song. Try to add that to the testimony, Prosecutor Gavin. What? This brooch was found after the murder took place, at the very scene of the crime. What? Lammermoor, how did your brooch get backstage if you did not go there yourself? And as Prosecutor Gavin has just told us, you had been wearing it during your performance that night. What is the meaning of this, Lammermoor? Please explain. Lammermoor? She says English is quite difficult. The trick's not going to work here. Your forehead may be large, but you are a lawyer truly. But you'll miss one important fact. What now? In fact, in the time of the incident, I went backstage, but only for a moment. What? Think back to the moment of the crime. You know whereof I speak. Is she really saying all that? What is she talking about, Apollo? Right when the incident occurred. Ah! She's talking about that. Anyway, Clavier is definitely Bulgarian, right? In a second he's gonna be like, oh, I just know a little bit. But he's clearly fluent. And it makes sense because all the Bulgarians, well, they're all blonde. Samiwa isn't Bulgarian. She just speaks it. But she lives there. Guys! Guys! Clavier is Bulgarian! Listen to me. And, well, I don't know about Christoph. But all of the, well, I don't know. A lot of the Bulgarians that we've seen in investigations have like tan skin and blonde hair. Just saying. I mean, Christoph is a tiny bit tan as well. But I do also understand that Clavier may just have a fake tan. The killer. Girl, why do they keep talking too fast? I'm not pressing it. I looked into the room, just a glance, mind you. So this was when your brooch dropped. That explains that. It does. There was no other time I could have dropped it. But that's ridiculous. You only looked in for an instant, but you dropped your brooch? Her forehead. She's raised the possibility. The only thing that can counter that is evidence. So she looked in at the crime scene. Actually, I intended to go into the dressing room. I knew nothing of what had happened, of course. But the moment I opened the door, I heard a horrible voice. Her forehead shone. It was there, no doubt. A horrible voice indeed. Ugh! Why is he so mean? I closed the door immediately. Well, that explains the brooch. Let's return to your testimony. It's too convenient. She's hiding something. Lammerwar, you did look into the room though, right? Yes. Testify as to what you saw. Very well, though it was only the briefest of glimpses. Behind a wall? A wall? Was there a wall there? I don't know. Ever something good fish is what in English? Division or partition, I believe. He's literally fluent! It was a large dressing room divided into two halves. And the murder took place in the inside half. I guess that partition might have hidden the body. I don't believe you. How do I... Hmm? Creepy.
Gotcha!
Gotcha! Late Mr. Latusa's body, you say? Yes? You know something more about Mr. Latusa's death than you're saying. What? I could see you trying not to remember. The effort made you swallow. You can't fool my eyes. It is true. It was so terrible after all. Why did Mr. Latouche have to be shot? One moment, Lemoir. Yes? What was that you just said? Why did Mr. Latouche have to be shot? Yes? She was hiding something, I knew it. Lemoir, I'm afraid you haven't realized it, but your words just now contradict your testimony. How could that be? Take this! Lemoir contradicted her own testimony, and I have the evidence to prove it. Well, I guess she's not supposed to know. But then it's kind of weird to have her as a witness, but I guess we literally just asked for her to be a witness suddenly. Yeah. Take that! She's so beautiful. Tell me, Lemoir, how did you know he had been shot? Well, immediately following the incident, a gag order was placed on the scene. This is the document proving that. In your testimony, you told the court, no one told me anything about the incident. Furthermore, you testified that you had seen nothing. Yet you knew that Mr. Latouche had been shot. How could you have known? Yark is a new sound that we've just discovered. Lemoir, you aren't hiding something from this court, I hope. Sweet song of hers was sounding a little too sweet. Now I remember. Please, allow me to add to my testimony. Of course. All we want to know is the truth. She looks kind of pale, huh? We saw something, I know it. Even the victim said so. A hole in the wall. No, girl. It's literally behind the door, girl. Objection! Lemoir, they call you the siren of the ballad, but lies are hardly becoming of such a creature. You can't say that to women, Apollo. Put down worthy of our prosecutor, Mr. Justice. Such put-downs are hardly becoming of you, Apollo. Stop polishing your forehead and start polishing your character, yeah? Come on, can I be cool for once? No! Observe the diagram. Lemoir, you looked in from the door for just a moment, correct? Yes, that is so. There were bullet holes in the room, yes. But they were in the wall the door is on. You see, assuming you merely glanced into the room, you couldn't have seen those bullet holes. Yark! Lemoir. Yes. I'm afraid the defense has raised a good point. It appears you have been holding back something. And I must tell you what it is I saw? Yes. The happenings in this trial are being recorded, and I'm certain it will be on the news in Bulgaria. Understand your reputation is at stake. It falls to you to avoid tarnishing it. Personally speaking, I still believe that cross-examining her will yield us absolutely nothing. She knew how Mr. Latus died, and he named her as a witness. You must have seen something, Lamoire. Very well. Lamoire, please continue your testimony. Very well, I shall. I was on my way from the stage to the backstage exit. There was something like a little window there. That's how I saw it. There were 2 shots. I couldn't do anything to stop it. But it wasn't Machi. It was a grown person. I knew it was. So you did witness the crime. The killer was a grown person, you say? Ah, this is my first time hearing this, I assure you. Nice play, Fair Forehead. Very well. Mr. Justice, you may begin your cross-examination. Great going, Apollo. You were right about Lamoire. What's wrong? You don't look too happy. This whole thing smells fishy. That's what's wrong. Tell me about this person. Hold it! A grown person? That's a little vague. I am sorry. My skill with your language is lacking, I know. Certainly, you could at least see whether the shooter was male or female. It was a man. A young man. And you're sure of that? Yes, his voice was quite clear. Voice? Looking at this diagram, it seems the dressing room was quite cluttered. It does seem likely that you wouldn't have had a clear view of the shooter. As a singer, I rely more on my ears than my eyes. When I hear a voice, I do not forget it. That voice was the voice of a man. So you heard a voice, but wait. Couldn't that have been the victim, Mr. Latus? Absolutely not. Did I not just say that I do not forget a voice? If it was Mr. Latus who spoke, I would have known. Indeed. So you were at the window, and you heard the shooter's voice, the voice of a young man. Apollo, this is a good testimony. That proves it wasn't Machi. Indeed. This turns out to be true. It would cast this case in a considerably different light. What is the defense's opinion of this testimony? I think it's bullshit. Well, it pains me to say this. There is something about Lamoire's testimony that rings false. Bravo, Hair Forehead. Wrong language, Clevia. You're colder than I thought. I'm sure you remember what the problem is as well as I do, Gavin. As has been established, no grown man could pass through that air vent. He couldn't have fled the scene of the crime. But that means Lamoire has to be lying. I know, and I know it's bad for our case, but I can't shut my eyes to this. Believe me, the idea was tempting. It is as her forehead says. Yet, this is not the only contradiction within her testimony. What next? What's he talking about? Lemur, I understand why you would want to protect Machi. But remember, you are the siren of the ballad, and lights do not become such a creature. It's okay for him to say it? What does the prosecution mean? Apollo, what's he talking about? How come no one bats an eye when he says stuff like that? I recall the state of the crime scene quite well. The state of the room. Yes, and when the murder took place, that window was closed. I find it hard to believe you could hear a voice through it. What? But I'm sure... Lemur, I have nothing but the highest regard for your musical sense, but my opinion of you as a witness is somewhat lesser.
Objection!
But she's the only eyewitness we have.
Objection!
So you say, and the victim named her the siren as a witness. That's right, that's what Mr. Latus... We heard your claim, we even entertained the possibility, and it brought us to this. Here, Judge.
Yes.
Prosecution requests the witness be excused. Please.
I'm afraid I must honor the prosecution's request. Why? There is indeed a question of the witness's credibility.
But if Lemur can't testify, then we don't have a chance of proving Machi's innocence.
This cross-examination is over. Prosecutor Gavin, you may continue making your case.
Danke. Now, where were we? Ah yes, I would like to hear from Fraulein Detective again.
Objection!
Wait, let me hear Lemur's testimony one last time.
The cross-examination is already over. Till such a time as a need arises, this witness may leave the stand.
I'm sorry I could not be of more assistance. At last, back to the real trial. Ready, her forehead? I hope I didn't miss my only chance. Fraulein Detective, how far had we gotten until we were so rudely interrupted? Don't ask me. I dislike saying the same thing twice, and I never repeat a song for an encore.
No one asked. If you would, Miss Sky.
I believe I was saying that the only way Mr. Latus's killer could have escaped was through that air vent in the ceiling.
Ah yes, there was only one door in the room, and the witness, you, was standing in front of it.
That air vent isn't very big, see? Kind of limits the people who could possibly get through.
I certainly would have a difficult time.
I sure would. Not that you would have been there in the first place, though. Remember, the whole backstage area was off-limits to people not involved with the concert. The only one who meets the conditions for our killer is the defendant. Virtuoso performance. I couldn't put it better myself.
She does state a clear case. Though reading the report, something caught my eye.
Oh, what's that?
Circumstances of the defendant's arrest.
The circumstances? Again? Hey, that's right, Apollo. Remember when we found Machi? That was bizarre.
She's right.
Why did Mr. Latus's body disappear from the room and end up on top of that stage tower? Holding a guitar, no less. A perceptive observation here, Judge.
Oh, thanks. It was kind of an accident, really. But you work in this job long enough, you get a nose for things.
The judge sure seems pleased with himself. Very good, Fraulein Detective. Perhaps you can tie it all together for us. Why was the body moved? And how does that lead us to the killer? The ad break, well, let's ad break then. As mandated by Waziker. Oh. All is right in the world. I believe everything happens for a reason. I had to get more tea, that's why. I believe Machi stole the body because of some lyrics. He moved the body to match Lemuel's song. No one in this country had a motive to murder. Oh god. Oh god. I'm just making up words. No one in this country had a motive to kill the victim, and Machi practically left his signature at the scene. All this evidence clearly points to the defendant. Lemuel's song? Yes, the guitar serenade. You noticed its code too, did you not? Its code? All the events that day followed the lyrics to our song. Acting like he understood. First, the keys my heart held onto so tightly were stolen. Whoa! Then Prosecutor Gavin's guitar burst into flames on stage. Wait, Wesley, you have a sprout. Good for you! Mr. Latus's life. Oh, that's me. Just grew it. It grows so well. How's it growing, man? Mr. Latus's life was taken by a bullet. The rest hardly needs explanation. Guitar up together in the sky. That's bad. It's like a story out of some fairy tale or an Agatha Christie novel where this happens quite often. I admit I'd forgotten about the song, but there it is now waiting for me, the grand finale, as it were. Hey, you know I was the one who first noticed that, and you didn't say anything. I've heard of jumping rope to songs and counting to songs. Killing. Your sprout changed. What does it mean? Huh? It's a wild world out there, Mr. Judge. Very well. We've heard one song and dance. Let's get on to the next, the cross-examination. I'm not so sure I'm going to be doing much singing. Are we not going to play the video 2,000 times today? That's nice. Ah, the signature. Hold it! What do you mean by his signature? Bullet holes in the wall, of course. Bullet holes. The revolver was fired twice. One shot missed and left a hole in the wall. And that means what exactly? The dressing room isn't exactly spacious. Picture the shooter facing off with the victim in there. They can't be more than 5 feet apart, because they're not gay. It would be difficult, almost impossible to miss at that range. Difficult to miss, you say? Very. Assuming the shooter could properly aim. No, you can't be serious. Machi, he can't see. That's why he missed? It's the only explanation that makes sense. He used sound and other senses to fire the gun. Poorly. That reminds me, the monitor in that room was blaring at the time, yeah? Hardly ideal conditions for tracking by sound.
A blind shooter. No wonder he missed.
I knew those bullet holes would come back to haunt me. Think, Justice, what do I do now?
Objection!
Sure, there were bullet holes left in the wall, but that doesn't prove the shooter couldn't see. Oh, how so? Well, there could have been a struggle with the victim.
That's certainly possible.
And it might have been the revolver's fault.
A revolver?
The revolver was a very large caliber, correct?
If the shooter wasn't used to firing such a large weapon, why, he could dislocate their shoulder.
Exactly. The defendant, Machitobae, is, as you can see, tiny. It's not so hard to picture him firing the gun and missing entirely. The kickback alone would throw off his aim.
A convincing argument, to be sure.
Haha, take that, smug prosecution. Apollo?
Huh?
What? That bit about Machi being tiny, and the gun throwing off his aim? Aren't you kind of, admitting that he did it?
Oh.
It does not matter why he missed. What matters is that the shooter was, without a doubt, the defendant. Even the defense seems to agree on that point.
Yuck!
Cripes, I really put my foot in it this time. But let's get the facts of the matter on the record. If you would, Fraulein Detective.
Very well. The witness will add this to her testimony.
Right. You can't say he was blind just because of those bullet holes in the wall. I think I proved that. I wouldn't call it proof per se.
Huh?
It merely raised a possibility. Fraulein Detective has made the most logical conjecture based upon the evidence. Of course, there is more evidence than just bullet holes. The defendant was the only one who could have escaped through the air vent. But wait, if he was blind, how would he know about the air vent in the first place? Huh, a very good point. Well, Fraulein Detective, if you would care to explain. He certainly seems sure of himself. Call the crime scene if you would. There was a stepladder below the air vent. As it happens, maintenance was scheduled for that day. Custodial staff went around checking all the air vents. I don't believe it. Everyone backstage was told about the maintenance, including Machitobae. He would have known that there would be a way out at the top of that stepladder. Why is this the first time I'm hearing about this? You could have figured it out yourself. You only need to consider what that stepladder was doing there.
Looks like the defense's objection has been squished by a stepladder.
Well, Herr Forehead? Out of ammunition, perhaps? I've never seen Prosecutor Gavin so aggressive. Maybe he's caught the scent of blood. Apollo, don't you have something? Anything? You know what we need? We need something to prove the killer could see. Wait, this is just like when I drew Clavier as a vampire.
Yeah.
Apollo's onto it. He knows. That'll put him in place. Proving the shooter is sighted would do it. I would take down one of their central points. Do I have any evidence that can prove that though? Maybe. Fine, I accept the prosecution's challenge. As I knew you would, Hair Forehead. What exactly am I up against here? Prosecution is saying the shooter missed because he couldn't see. Therefore, Machi, who's blind, did it. The defense will please present that evidence. Evidence that overturns the prosecution's claim that the shooter couldn't see. I think it's this because
Don't let the killer get you.
if he's blind, then he won't notice this guy writing Trent Reznor or whatever that says, and he won't rub it out, although I don't know if it's rubbed out. Take that! Hi Loom, did you just come to kill me? This is that evidence. A photograph of the crime scene. I don't care much for the smirk on Prosecutor Gavin's face. This is no time to think twice. Time to press on. Yes, Your Honor, the crime scene. There's something in there that decisively contradicts the prosecution's point. And perhaps you best show us this something. Get her finger out of the breeze and put it to good use. Yeah! I don't have a ghost costume today because I'm feeling right, I'm sorry. I can only go and I can go objection, and I can go and that's it. I did think about adding more states, but it was kind of a pain in the ass to make this in the first place, and I think I would forget to use them anyway. Very well, show us what you're talking about, Mr. Justice. Contradiction at the scene of the crime is... This guy needs like an earring or something. Hello? Oh wait, press R. Did I miss? Oh, okay. The music didn't change, so I freaked out. The smeared bloodstains. I thought it was just my blurry vision, but it really was blurry. The way the victim's hand is raised above his head, much like a gesture I've seen many times in this court. It's almost as if he wrote something. Huh, I get it. At least I think I get it. Get what, Fraulein? When Mr. Latouche was shot, he tried to write something. And what would he write but the shooter's name? And what would he write it in but his own blood? Pretty good, huh? Thanks for making my point for me. Yes, in fact, that's what I think happened here. That does seem to be a distinct possibility. The victim wrote the killer's name. It's certainly a logical conclusion. Trat, I just wish it wasn't all rubbed out like that. Of course it's rubbed out. Why, if I were a killer, I certainly wouldn't want to leave my own name behind. Neither would I. No one has anything else to say? About what? So the prosecution accepts this? You agree that this was the victim making an attempt to record the name of the killer? And that the killer tried to rub the name out? What's your point? What's my point? Let me ask you this. How did the killer know the victim was writing their name? Well, Mr. Latouche was writing something in blood once the killer saw what it was. Wait. Once he saw what it was? Then what did you just testify about the shooter? I said they were blind. Ah! The killer was the looker! The crime scene itself contradicts that. The killer had to have been able to see. Why would they rub out the name in blood otherwise? I remind the court that the defendant, Machi Tobae, is blind. He couldn't have been the shooter. Impossible! Order! Prosecutor Gavin, please explain to me what all this means. I mean, looking at this photo, it seems quite clear that the shooter could see. Yet up until now... Seems I owe the court an apology. The Gaviners are a band with law enforcement ties, yet a murder occurred during our concert. Apparently this caused some confusion over jurisdiction. As a result, some reports were not filed in an entirely timely manner. I'm not sure I like the vibe I'm getting here. Hey Apollo, look at him. Why is Prosecutor Gavin all relaxed and smiling like that? Like he knows something we don't, and he's about to tell us. Hehehe. I've got an idea. World peace! With these documents, but before that, I have a question for the Fraulein Detective. If I may. What? Tell me. Why do you think that Machi Tobae is blind? Huh? What did he say? What are you saying? Of course he's blind. Of course. He's the blind pianist, right? So he's... Doesn't Lemoir lead him around by the hand all the time? No way. I have a report here on the defendant, Machi Tobae. According to this, Machi Tobae can see perfectly well. What? His blindness... Oh god. His blindness was merely a publicity ploy by those clever Borginians. He can see quite well. It was an insurance scam! But you said... What did I say exactly? Therefore, not once in the course of this trial have I claimed the defendant was blind. The only one who did was Fraulein Detective. But that's... significant fact, yes. Consider, Machi Tobae sees. And he was the only one who could have fled through the air vent. I see no problems with this. But what about the bullet holes in the wall? Yes, the bullet holes. I believe Herr Forehead neatly explained those for us. He didn't miss because he couldn't see. It was the kickback from the .45 caliber revolver. A simple accident, in other words. Ah! How's that? I'm afraid your objection is just flown off for brighter skies. Ugh! This is where the real fun begins, Herr Forehead. Yeog! It's over, King. I knew you didn't have what it took. You jerk. Just what was I in here for? Comic relief? Yeah, apologize! My apologies. Ahaha! Oh, sorry. That's no way to apologize. He's angered the Trucy now. Look out. If we could please end the bickering now. Whatever, I'm not leaving. I can't leave like this. I'll come up with some clue to solving this case if it kills me. But your testimony has already given us enough to convict the defendant. Don't say that. What? This blood stain? The criminal tried to wipe it off, right? That seems to be what happened, yes. We might be able to find out what was really written here. Really? You can do that? That's right, with this. It's called luminol. Maybe you know of it? It's a chemical that reacts to blood. Yes. Have we done those tests yet? As if I'm going to tell you. Bloodstains covered a section of carpet. In order to perform blood tests, that section was removed and submitted. Perhaps we should request it here in court now. Right, go for it, Apollo. Huh? I have to do the test? You just have to spray the luminol on it. Simple. A chemical that reacts with blood. I've heard of this somewhere. Yes, I believe an analysis is called for. Have at it. Right, ready? It's easy as pie. Just press space to spray an area. Here, give it a try. The eyes of the entire court are focused on me. Apollo, your hand's shaking! Let's do this. Here comes justice. Sprays it on Javier and his makeup starts coming off. Wow, it really works. This must be the power of science. It says IPXX314206. Is that the killer's name? Maybe it is, if the killer was a robot. Aha, I have it. So what is it? I thought those letters IPXX looked familiar. This is an Interpol ID number. He would know about that because Franziska von Kammer works with Interpol and is an international prosecutor. Interpol? You mean the International Oh, Jesus fucking Christ. You mean the International Police Agency? It's like I'm reading I'm seeing behind the lines some other unofficial translation. How? I'm not usually this bad. Yes, most are undercover agents working to solve international crimes. Now why would he write that number? Why would Mr. Latus even know a number like that? Good show, Fraulein Detective. Rock on! Eh? Your Honor, we can verify this number immediately. Darian, are you there? Come up to the witness stand. Is the guy with the long thingy. Darian, you heard what we need. Go check into this Interpol ID number. Sure thing. Give me 30 minutes. No, give me 27. Heh. I'm not sure what to think of all this. Prosecution's case is airtight, or so it seems. But if this number is truly that of an Interpol agent... Oh wait, I know. What if Machi Tobai is really an undercover Interpol agent? That would be a possibility. Possibility, yes. And one that would mark him as the killer for certain. Why did Latios know an Interpol ID number? That's what I want to know. Well, we have some time while we await Darian's report. Let's work on unraveling another mystery, shall we? curious mystery concerning Machi Tabaye. What are you talking about? Fräulein Detective, please accept my apologies. My apologies. I received word that the defendant could in fact see just before the trial began. It seemed too much of a bother to tell you. You had me until that last bit. Does this not raise a rather straightforward question? Well, sure. Why did Machi pretend he couldn't see? Exactly. It makes little sense. Why do you think, Hair Forehead? Huh? Me? Machi Tabaye pretended he was blind. Do you know why? How could he know? Wait, Prosecutor Gavin knows why, doesn't he? Last night, I apologized to Hello Kitty microwave your sister. He's known from the start of the trial. He's been leading us on this whole time. Something wrong? You think perhaps this is all some kind of game? Know that the moment I heard that report, I knew why. I suppose people who have sold over 1 million records really are something else. What does that have to do with anything? There was a reason why Machi Tabaye pretended to be blind. But it wasn't for his own sake. Getting the picture now? It wasn't for himself. Well, Mr. Justice, can you present evidence that shows us why the defendant had to feign blindness? Can I? I don't really have anything to do with him. I guess it's this, but I don't know. Machi had no reason to pretend he couldn't see, which means no, it couldn't be. Good show, Hair Forehead. Seems you've thought of something. Why can't I figure these things out on my own? I hate having to take my cues from this guy. Very well, look at this. This is why he was pretending he couldn't see. Well, I don't have anything else. Take that. That is Lamiwa. Lamiwa and Machi Tabaye. Recall their relationship. In particular, their unique arrangement of the years before visiting out of country. Lamiwa and her pianist. They would always walk together, she leading him by the hand. Even when they got on stage, she would lead him to the piano. She would walk all the way over there with him. That's right, because he was blind. She led him at all times, never letting him go. All times. Yeah, we have just learned something that makes their arrangement peculiar indeed. Machi could see. Why did they have to keep up this act the whole time? Well, wasn't it part of the performance? I think there's a simpler explanation. Machi did not need to be led by the hand at all. That can only mean one thing. Really? Really, it was all the other way around. The one who needed to be led by the hand was Lamiwa. What's this? So you mean to say that Lamiwa is... she's... Yes, Your Honor. Amiwar is blind. What? That's crazy, Polar Justice. Order, order, order. This is crazy! Prosecutor Gavin. Is it now? Please, please shed some sanity on this madness. The defense has made an outrageous claim. The only thing outrageous I see about the defense is his vast forehead. And I see it is not vast in vain, this time. He's quite correct. But that makes no sense. Yeah, wasn't she supposed to be the landscape painter in sound or something? Well, since we have her here, why not ask Lammerwar herself? I believe she's still in the witness waiting room. Apollo, what does this mean for our case? Don't ask me, I had no idea she couldn't see. I hadn't even imagined it until now. Bailiff, bring in Lammerwar. Lammerwar, it pains me deeply to call you before us again in this way. And yet I must. Please, do not be concerned on my behalf. Those eyes, she really can't see? Really? It is true. How funny it is that a little light born in the Burgundian countryside would one day grow to entangle the whole entire world. So you are... Yes, as I mentioned before, I have no memory of the time before I became Lammerwar. Know too that my memories begin in darkness. The word light has no meaning for Lammerwar. I see. You may recall me saying something toward the beginning of this trial, Her Forehead. What's that? I believe I said it was unfortunate this crime had no direct witnesses. Huh. Now, Lammerwar, I must ask you to stand once more. Will you testify to the court about your eyes? Of course. It was never my intent to deceive any of you. May I begin, Your Honor? Oh, yes, of course. Though I admit I'm a little lost here. I think we're all a bit lost here, Your Honor. I have no memory of the light. I debuted in a world of darkness and sound. My producer came up with my PR line before he knew this. So silly as it may sound, I had to pretend I could see. Everyone on my staff knew, of course, but no others. But this is a murder trial. I apologize. It was part of my contract, you see. I was to keep my blindness a secret, no matter what. Music is everything for me. I never imagined something like this would... She told us the truth in the beginning, when she said she saw nothing. Very well. Does the defense have anything to add? I'd like to cross-examine. But what is there left to ask? There was one thing in her testimony that bothered me. Hydrate. Guys, we still have a whole investigation after this. Perhaps it's best we let you get it out of your system. Someday you'll come to understand the importance of thinking for yourself. Very well, the defense may proceed. However, be aware, this court will not tolerate any questions deemed too stressful to the witness. Shrimp check. Yup. Okay, there is only one part that bothered me. Just let me ask about that and I'll be happy. The shrimp are okay. Hold it! When you say your staff, do you include Mr. Latus? Of course, he was my manager. So he knew, and that's what's been bugging me. Something the matter, Mr. Justice? I believe I know what's bothering our young defense attorney. You're thinking of when you discovered the body, yes? Is he right, Apollo? Yes, I was. Never stop trolling. Ugh. Mr. Latus told me to ask the witness, and he named you. Why would he do that? He knew you were blind. I don't know. Tisk tisk! What did I just say? You need to learn to think for yourself. Meaning what? There's no mystery here if you recall everything he said. Think of his last words once more. The witness, siren. We've heard them many times, along with a little play acting by our defense. I remember them well myself, but that statement is not to what I refer. I mean what he said before that. Before? What came before that? Ack! That's right, he tried to tell you. When he said can't see, he wasn't talking about himself. He was talking about the witness. I see. Too bad the defense did not. Well, her forehead, try relaxing and looking at the facts first next time. Irk! Poor Apollo. All he does is suffer and stick his butt out. Order, order! Recall Lemonmore's earlier testimony. Stop, I have flashback trauma. But she couldn't have heard those gunshots. I thought we proved that. That is not the most important point here. The moment he was shot, Mr. Latus witnessed her through that window. Why else would he have named her as a witness? Ah. But I really did hear them. 2 gunshots, and the man's voice. Unfortunately, such a thing was impossible. The window was closed. We have already run a simulation, of course. But it was so clear. If I heard that voice again, I would know it in an instant. Yorada! What is it, bailiff? Can't you see we're in session here? We have the results back from the investigation! The investigation? Ah, the Interpol number that Mr. Latus left us. Well, let's hear it. We will continue this cross-examination afterward. Detective Crescent, your report, please. I asked Interpol about that number. I'm sure you'll find their answer intriguing. Quick work as always, Darren. Well, tell us about the number. Is the defendant a secret agent? IPXX 314206. The agent registered under this number is Romain Latus. What? Our undercover Interpol agent was Mr. Latus himself. He was apparently in the middle of an operation. So when he wrote those letters, he was trying to tell us his own identity. and the cautious killer tried to wipe them away. Mr. Latouche was an undercover Interpol agent, so him being Lammerwire's manager was just a cover, most likely. There's one other important detail I found. Well, out with it. It concerns that .45 caliber revolver, the murder weapon. Apparently it belonged to Romain Latouche. He had an Interpol permit to carry firearms, and the registration number on the revolver matched. So the victim was killed by his own weapon, which makes sense. It's hard to imagine someone who wasn't an Interpol agent with such a large revolver. So the victim was an Interpol agent on an undercover op. I wonder how that ties into everything. It's gotta tie in somehow, you'd think. Yeah, somehow.
Thanks for looking into that for us, Detective Crescent. It's a great help.
Oh, no problem at all, Your Honor. I'll be heading out. Wait!
Let me walk. Is something the matter?
That voice just now. Darian? Mr. Darian, is it? It was him. I'm sure of it.
It was him?
You aren't saying. That voice I heard talking to Mr. Latouche when I heard the gunshots fired. It was him. It was Mr. Darian.
Is this some kind of a joke? What? No way. His shoes look really familiar.
Courtroom fell into such a chaotic state, the trial had to be suspended temporarily. I had never seen that happen before. Of course, it's not every day they get an accusation like that one. Sorry. I love this game. Guys, let me while fingering Diane Crescent. Can we draw this right now? Not really is he a guitarist, he's a detective. Could it really have been his voice Lammerwire heard? Things were changing fast, and frankly, I wasn't sure I could keep up with it. Hey, no wimping out now, Apollo! Yeah, Polar. To be continued. I hate that noise. On we go! Hey, Apollo! What? Well, you know, actually, nothing. I mean, something, or maybe not. Out with it, the suspense is giving an ulcer. Well, you know, the trial today, I was thinking, if you gave it a score, what score would you give it? Score? Gee, I guess I would, or maybe, well, I'm just as bad as you. See, it's so vague. Clearly. Machi avoided a guilty verdict, which is something, though I can't say I'm any less confused about the case. I know, this literally just happened. And the victim, Mr. Latouche, I would have guessed he was actually an undercover Interpol agent. What a mess. And we don't have any idea what he was investigating. Well, true, but we know who shot him now. Lamiwar told the whole court. It's another mystery, Apollo. I love mysteries. I don't. Speaking of mysteries, what's Mr. Wright up to? I wouldn't mind asking his opinion. Now that you mention it, I haven't seen Daddy around. What, is he some kind of stray that just wanders in and out at will? I wouldn't say that, but he has been going out a lot. Some top secret mission, he said. Top secret? Anyway, you can't just rely on him to save the day. And you've got me to help you. We'll be fine. Fine, right. Well, time's a wasting, as they say. Let's investigate. That's the spirit. I need to check on my dear friend here. Mr. Charlie, the potted plant. Huh? His leaves are looking a little brown. Good morning, Mr. Charlie. Ah, Mr. Charlie, your leaves. Maybe you weren't giving him enough water? No, it must be the stress. He's worried about the new recruit at the office. Hey, don't blame it on me. You are watering him, right? It was Daddy's turn to water him this week. Huh! Mr. Wright has been away on his top secret mission, no? I'm sorry, Mr. Charlie. This is all my fault. I'll water you soon, promise. Oh, Mr. Charlie. Lamiwar flew the mother plane into the worlds of Center and Contagon today. Lamiwar dropped a bomb in court today. It was Darian. Lamiwar said she's never forgotten a voice, right? That's so cool. I guess. What's that called again? Elephant ears? I bet that's what they're called. Somehow, I don't think that means what you think it means. And she has to be wrong this time. Wrong? Why? I mean, look. Those gunshots were right during the concert. That's right! I was bringing up the dance floor at the time. Right. Did you happen to look up on stage? Maybe at Darian even? You bet I did! He is one of the Governor's guitarists after all. He's so cool! Oh. Right. All the Governors have a rock-solid alibi. He couldn't have shot Mr. Latouche backstage. But Lamiwar heard him, didn't she? She heard Darian backstage, right? Somebody's either wrong or lying very badly here. That again, you sure like your attorney's badge. Still, I'm afraid our clients are getting tired of it. Well, I'm not, so there. Do you like these keys? You don't care. Do you want a gun? Wanna see a dead body? No. Girl, you don't know anything. An Interpol agent. I was wondering, what is Interpol anyway? Huh? Interpol? They're the guys who catch international criminals. Why can't they just call him International Police instead of making up some silly name? Yeah, anyway, you think he was investigating Lamoire? What? Why would anyone do that? She's not a criminal. She couldn't be. Don't be fooled by appearances is all I'm saying. And remember, I'm a magician, Apollo. I can spot a palmed coin at 50 paces. If only it were that easy. In any case, we know he was working on something. I wonder if it was something that has something to do with something. That something being our case. The last something, I mean. Something like that. Frankly, the whole thing is making my head hurt. What was Mr. Latouche up to? Ha 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 ha. Guys, is it okay if I take my break now? Hey boss! The outbreak is coming. I'm tired of the trial. I'll be back soon. Yeah. I got hair in my mouth. Bye bye. I would be like Pete Rat Goo my Kandai. It's good. Okay, we're back. I don't remember if I turned aliasing on or off or something and that's why everything is kind of grainy, or if it just looks like that. I think it's fine like this, but I don't know if it's natural. Tracy, was that another one of your tricks? It wasn't me. I can't even make Mr. Hat laugh like that. It was my friend, a homosexual. Whenever the mundane gives way to miracles, a word is whispered. Gramarye! Hey, the other day, that was a pervert! I love this guy. And he's yellow. We meet again! Nice to meet you. Who are you? And could you please stop smirking like that? It's you! Uncle Valant! Uncle Valant? He's your uncle? No, silly! It's the great Gramarye Valant Gramarye. The Grand Magician! Yes, it is I, the great Valant Gramarye, as seen on television. And could you please stop smirking like that? It's been a while, Miss Juicy. 7 years to be exact. My, how you've grown. Good to see you again, Uncle Valant. You look exactly the same. I hate to intrude, but what is a great magician doing paying us a visit? I believe it was you who wished to see me. So, be quick with your questions. Hi, Pixie! And do not quail, quake, or quiver. I am quite tame. Though my stardom may sear the sight, I'm quite down to earth when need calls. He does have a certain aura to him, it's true. It is true. Let's ask him about the case, Apollo. His aura sure isn't lost in our magician in the making. He's practically drooling with enthusiasm. Me too. After all, Uncle Valant's one of Daddy's best friends. That's why I call him Uncle. What? Daddy? You mean Mr. Right? No, I mean my real daddy. Trucy's real father? Wait, Apollo. Don't tell me you don't know about Troop Gramarye? Troop Gramarye, huh? No. But it does sound kind of familiar. Oh, lost life! Lamentably listless lad! To not know of the greatest troop of magicians in the planet! Valant Gramarye, the name began to surface in my mind. It was a name I'd heard on television as a child. You bet you've heard the name! He made a cruise ship disappear and blew up an amusement park.
He did what?
Oh, and he made all this gold disappear from his safe, and then escaped from the high security prison.
You said he's a magician?
I open the locks to hearts chained by mediocrity. This is the true miracle of true gramarye.
Wait,
What, Apollo?
I do remember seeing you on television a long time ago. Weren't you with someone else, like a duo?
A duo?
Yeah, you had a partner. Something Gramarye.
Yes, Zack Gramarye. A masterful maker of magic, a capable crafter of shining showmanship.
Why is everyone so quiet?
Daddy.
Daddy?
Huh?
Oh, no way.
Once upon a time, Troop Gramarye included 2 grand magicians. Myself, Valiant Gramarye, and my partner, Zack Gramarye.
And this Zack was...
He was my real daddy.
Lucy's father, a magician. I guess it makes sense. I had no idea.
There wasn't much point in talking about it, not now that he's gone.
Oh, I'm sorry.
No, it's okay. I'm not lonely. I've got my daddy after all. And you make me laugh, Apollo.
Glad that I'm good for comic relief at least.
Not that I see daddy around much these days.
Ah, I've been remiss in remembering my reasons for my visit.
Reasons?
2, in fact. The first being, of course, to see you, Miss Trucy.
You don't know how happy I am to see you again, Uncle Valiant.
I'm sure you are.
Not one for modesty, are you?
When I encountered you at the Colosseum, the first time in 7 years, I could fain not contain my emotions. I wept oceans. And to learn you now defend that poor pianist, that blinded boy. 'Twas a hot topic of talk amongst the staff, you know. And defend him you did.
Well, it wasn't all my doing. Hi, BD.
I'm his defense attorney, actually. My other reason for coming here today was this.
That's a videotape? In 2026?
Quite so. A recording of the concert, no less. Oh fuck. I brought it for you, Trucy, on behalf of Troop Gramarye. Will you watch it?
Will you wear wigs?
Fuck, I don't want to. Here we go.
Can we do this in band?
Are we pretending... Oh... Are we pretending that there's just guitar in this when there's clearly 2 instruments? At least 2. There's drums as well. Whoa! Whoa! Lol. The lyrics aren't that bad.
Wow, it's almost as good as it was live.
Didn't Lemon make the lyrics
I don't remember.
So, what's the word? Mysterious.
There are more mysterious things in her song going on. Way more mysterious. Ah ha 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 ha! This valiant Grammy has good reasons to be here today, but I wonder what his reasons were to be at that concert. Ah ha ha ha! Well, you don't have anything else to say? Seriously? I love this guy. Check this out. No! That's a Trucy thing. Have your tape back. So I was wondering, that stunt in the middle of the song there. I didn't see a stunt. What about Lemon vanishing and reappearing?
Oh, that! I guess I'm so used to seeing that happen I didn't even notice.
So young to be so jaded. A simple sleight of hand, a petite prestidigitation. A modicum of magic from me to you.
So that's why you were at the concert?
Yes, I was there to watch my trick take to the air. So you're the one who knows how it was all done. Of course, I am like a deity, but the stage is my domain. I suffer no mystery upon those floodlit boards not grasped tightly twixt my fingers. It is a potent primeval power I possess. Well, do you think you could tell me how it was done?
Hey now!
Trucy?
That's like totally against the rules, Apollo.
During a murder investigation, it's not. Me non, for my illusions are mine alone, monsieur. Also what? Recall that the terrible occurrence happened later. Well after my illusion entranced the audience. Oh. Don't even ask. I won't answer.
Too bad for you, Apollo.
Whose side are you on? Aye, valiant Gravity. Now make my leave, Miss Trucy.
There's no need to rush, Uncle Valiant. You should stay a while.
I'm afraid I cannot. I may not. I shall not. I have been asked to assist with an analysis, and so I shall slink back to the scene. So you'll be at the concert venue today? Correct. If you would call on me, come to the Coliseum. See you later, Crocodile. With a whirl of his cloak and a wink of his eye, he turned and walked out through the door, normally.
Well, there you go, Apollo. Let's get cracking.
Right. Valiant Gravity. I've got a few more things to ask him. Foremost amongst them, that bit of magic that made La Miroir disappear. And how he knows Trucy and her real father. Let's get out of here. Machi may not be guilty, but he's still a suspect.
But they don't have any decisive evidence.
Yeah, but only someone as small as him could have gotten out of that room.
Right, the air vent.
And he lied.
Lied?
Machi Tobaya can see.
Machi.
Speak of the devil.
He looks like he's doing okay.
I forgot, why did we come here? It's not like we can talk to him or anything.
Words are overrated. Feelings are what matter, Apollo.
It's kinda hard to build a court case on feelings. But since we're here anyway, might as well get what I want to say off my chest.
You need someone to complain to. I'll listen.
think she's actually worried for me.
So, what did you think of the trial today?
Ooh, I'm glad he doesn't understand English after all. If he did, he would have been scared out of his mind by that trial. Hey, all's well that ends well. We have to be more goal-oriented. If he's innocent, we win.
No, if he's found not guilty, we win.
Machi might not understand English, but I bet he gets that better than you do. Huh? I feel something!
I'm glad Lemmerware testified. What a great person.
She even got Machi off the hook by naming another suspect. Guardian of the Governors, the detective. I wonder if Machi knows what happened. I mean, if he could follow how the trial went at all. If no one told him there's a new suspect, how would he know? Hey.
What is it, Apollo?
No, it's nothing. I must be imagining it.
Imagining what, Apollo?
It's just, I couldn't help but feel that, I don't know. Machi, he doesn't understand what we're saying, right?
How could he? He's a young Burgundian. He doesn't speak English.
Yeah, but my bracelet is reacting to him.
Huh?
Maybe it's malfunctioning?
Or it's scared because you keep making those "I'm so mad" faces.
Was I that bad? Machi lied about not being able to see, but what if that's not all he lied about?
If you're curious about it, there's only one thing to do. You should ask him.
I think it'll take something big to get to him, some kind of undeniable evidence. We'll be back, Machi.
So, Machi, you can see, right?
Machi can see and Lemmerware can't. The whole world's gone topsy-turvy. Sorry, Apollo. I don't think we're going to get any information out of Machi. Which makes sense. Yeah, I guess it does. Check this out.
I think he said, "I'm sorry I cannot speak your language. You're very beautiful, fair maiden."
This is why I never trust a translator.
She's right.
Beautiful! They have a blimp!
Ooh, what a great day! It's perfect weather for sleuthing.
The weather matters for an investigation?
Don't some days just feel like magic days or defense days?
Sure. Let's get started, shall we?
Right on! Show us your stuff, Apollo.
What stuff?
Your voice training. This is a perfect place for it.
I did enough at home, thanks.
Oh, there's no need to be shy. Keep that up and you'll never make it on the big stage.
I'm happy in the courtroom, thank you. I am a lawyer.
Then you're in luck, because it's lawyer weather today. Don't you just want to face the blue sky and shout, "Objection!"
Look, the weather has nothing to do with lawyers. Let's get going already. It is the...
Look, a blimp!
Those balloons next to it have sponsor ads on them.
Let's see. Big sale. All shirts 50% off.
Oh, it's an ad for the department store next door. They have their own big truck. The hell kind of a company is this? Industry plant band. What's that creature there?
Oh, that's the police mascot, the blue badger.
It is life-size. Haven't you seen them around town, patrolling the streets? Yes, now even Law and Order has a mascot. I'd run from that thing even if I wasn't a criminal. Why does its head wobble like that when it walks? It's freaky. I don't think you're showing true Blue Badger spirit, Apollo. It's just like Bluey. Look, a massive sign for the guilty as charged tour. Giant Prosecutor Gavin stares out over the arena. Oh, maybe I can take it to the office when they're done with it. Where would you put it? You can't even get that thing through the front door. Then I'll put it outside. I bet it'd be good for business. Just as long as no one comes expecting us to prosecute. Well, if anyone comes looking for a concert, leave it to me. Is this part of some twisted plan of hers to make her singing debut, I wonder? You can do it, Tracy. Eyes on the rose. Oh, beautiful women. Mr. Attorney. Lamewar! I'm so sorry about today. There's nothing you need to apologize for. You are merely defending Machi. Are you okay? Alone, I mean. Humans are blessed with 5 senses. Even robbed of one, we get by. So it does make being a witness rather difficult. Speaking of seeing, you knew who we were before we spotted you just now. And we weren't even talking. I heard your footsteps several times the day before. Oh! You must have great ears! Ears that heard the crime taking place. Or so she claimed yesterday, but how? It was quite a statement you made today in court. About hearing Darian Crescent's voice at the scene of crime. I did not know his name, but I never forget a voice. The fingerer. As I said in court, I was on my way backstage from the stage. That is when I heard his voice. I'm guessing Darian and Mr. Latus were talking about something. The next moment, I heard those gunshots. Why didn't you call security? To be honest, though the noise was quite frightening, I never imagined the gunshots might be real. And I was in quite a hurry myself. I left the scene at once. So, it really was Darian's voice that she heard. Yeah. At least she certainly thinks it was. I met Machi before my debut as Lamiwa. I was singing in a restaurant in Virginia. And he was playing the piano? Yes. He was very kind to me when he learned I could not see. Is that when you started playing opposites? With Machi pretending he couldn't see? No, it wasn't then. That began after our major debut. After I became known as the landscape painter in sound. It must have been tough for Machi, pretending he couldn't see and all the while acting as your eyes. We held hands always. He would write with his finger on my palm to signal to me things I should know. He is a smart, gentle boy. I think I see what she's getting at. Machi would never harm a soul. About Mr. Latus. Yes, he was an Interpol agent, I hear. So you had no idea? Of course not. No one did. I guess that's what it means to be undercover. but someone was after him. They had to know who he really was. Why did he pose as my manager? I do not understand. You have no idea? I can only assume that he was investigating me. But why? What makes you think that? Perhaps it is not so, but I cannot deny the possibility. Because of my condition, as my present is veiled in darkness, so too is my past clouded from memory. Clouded, right. The darkness that I fear is not the darkness that I see whenever I open my eyes. The real darkness lies in my heart. In your heart? I have no memory of the time before I became Lamuar. I awoke from darkness into darkness, you might say. I was singing in a restaurant those days. What was it she said about not being able to remember the light? I do not know my past. Perhaps I committed some terrible crime in my past. Everything before becoming Lamuar is lost to me. But I don't think you... I can think of no other explanation. Why else would an agent of Interpol approach me? Do you think your past might be related to this case? No way! That seems really unlikely to me. I mean, you're such a sweet person, Lamuar. I thank you. Machi, too, tells me this often when I fear who I might have been. How did you freaking disappear, my question? We took a look at your performance again. It was even better the second time. Thank you. That reminds me. That was an incredible illusion you pulled off. Illusion? When you teleported from one stage to the other, remember? Yes. Apparently they hired a professional magician. Alan Grammary. I was wondering, do you think you could tell us how it was done? I'm afraid I cannot. Mr. Grammarly made me swear to never tell a soul. I was afraid of that. Hard to be a magician if you can't keep a secret, you know? I'm reminded that I wish to speak to you about something. Yes? When I was walking this hallway before, I stumbled upon a small device of some kind. It was lying on the floor. Device? Maybe you mean this? That's been lying there since the day before yesterday. Might I touch it? I thought as much. What? What did you think? This is one of our headsets. Everyone on staff wears one during a concert. I wonder whose this is. We use it for communication. It would be quite inconvenient should it go missing. We'll hold on to it for you then. We'll give it to Prosecutor Gavin when we see him. Yes, that's best. Thank you. So, can I put it on? Attached to Tracy. Attached? I'm not some kind of robot, Apollo. Everyone on staff was wearing one of these headsets. This might warrant some further inquiry. Can I ask you about this headset, Lemuar? You said that all concert staff were wearing one? That's correct. You need them to communicate across such a large stage. Everyone on the staff had one, of course. And all of the band members too, I should think. So Prosecutor Gavin and his lackeys had them on too then. They're quite helpful, though limited. They only work within 30 feet or so. After all, they are only for use on stage, and a stronger signal would interfere with the sound system. That makes sense. You'd think someone would notice if they dropped their only communications lifeline. So why was this one lying here? That song, isn't that the one Lamewar was singing? Yeah, you're right. The Guitar Serenade. Wow, I'd love to do a show on a stage like this. I'd come to see that. The house is full, and as one, the audience sighs with wonderment. There I am, singing my ballad, rose petals swirling through the air. Not bad. Wait, aren't you a magician? Oh, that's right. I was a magician, wasn't I? Some dedication. Slay! Aha! If it isn't Miss Trucy! And indeed it is! Uncle Valen! What exactly are you doing here? I take real responsibility and tasks undertaken. I'm inspecting... Wait, that was a Polly. I'm inspecting my equipment of illusion to make sure naught is amiss. Lamewar teleportation illusion. Ooh! Should anything go wrong, it should reflect poorly upon me and my troop. As I went about my exacting examination, I happened to notice that piano, and I remembered that fair lady's melancholy melody. Hey, Apollo, maybe Uncle Valen can shed some light on this whole thing for us. I was wondering about the show the night of the murder. Lamewar's vanishing act was your illusion, right? Indeed. The purple prosecutor petitioned my performance. At the climax of the song he said, "Make her disappear, like a dream." Like a dream? Yet, what can I work with on a stage meant for musical endeavors? There are none of the convenience of a stage built for sorceress acts. It was a challenging task, and so I accepted. You disappeared from the top of the tower, but in order to move, you would have had to use some sort of secret tunnel. People come to me because I'm a professional among professionals. My illusions are custom made for a time and a place. Now, because of the murder, all the eyes of the nation are on this concert. Not a bad thing as far as fortunes of Troop Grammary are concerned. So, you're here checking up on your trick to make sure it went well. And went well it did. Now, speaking of pianos. That piano over there troubles me. It troubles you. Why? Why? Why do you ask why? I think it's probably quicker if I just go check it out myself. Thanks. I know what you are thinking in that head of yours. Grammary, yes, you say. I recall seeing him on television. Something of that sort. Actually, yes, you're right. Wow, he just read your mind, Apollo. Or everyone tells him that and he made a good guess. It was 20 years ago. A young magician, a genius of his time, came down among us. His name was Magnifi Grammary. It was he who began the great Troop Grammary. At his prime, not a day passed that he did not play upon the screens of every TV there was. I do have a vague memory of someone like that on TV. Yet several years ago, that time came to an end. My troop pulled a vanishing act, yes. Cries for magic no longer heard. The TV screen a barren waste stripped of illusion. That's not true. I still went to all your shows. Like that one in the parking lot down at the supermarket. When you start playing in supermarket parking lots, you know you're in trouble. We hone our skill at these small venues, always awaiting our time. Yes, one day we will rise up from obscurity onto fame's shining stage once more. I do this not only for the magic that is Grammary, but for my partner. Your partner? You mean... Yes, Zach Grammary. Trucy's father.
before he disappeared 7 years ago. There was no name higher than Gramarye in show business circles, none. I will see us return to glory, I, valiant Gramarye. In a gay way? Our founder, Magnifique Gramarye, was truly a genius, a worker of miracles.
I'll never forget the one I saw when I was little. How he made that whole jumbo jet go... what happened to the jet again?
Apparently someone doesn't remember it as well as they thought. Of all the would-be magicians who came to his door, only Zack and I had the talent. In no time at all, Valentine and Zack were the shining stars in the Gramarye crown.
Cool, huh? And Zack Gramarye was my daddy.
Now that Magnifique and Zack are gone, I have but one wish. Let it be I, valiant Gramarye, who brings the Gramarye miracle back to the big stage.
I'm rooting for you.
Miss Trucy, you cannot grow up quick enough. I need your skill by my side.
One skill coming up.
How do we manage to get off the topic of the case so quickly all the time?
TK.
Bring me this piano.
That's one big piano. I have never actually played one.
You should get Mr. Wright to teach you sometime.
No good. He can't play either.
I kind of feel bad for the guy now.
Maybe now's my big chance. Stand back. This could be the debut of a prodigy. Ew.
Did you make that noise just now?
Let me try it again. You know, I think something's stuck in the piano. Time to take a look under the hood. Huh. Look, this was stuck between the strings. It looks like some kind of switch.
Someone must have thrown this into the piano. I'm leaving. You're just gonna steal my badge again.
Munch, munch, munch.
Uh-oh. There's only one person I know who can munch with such venom. What are you doing here? Hello, Emma. You're looking as grumpy as ever. Oh, am I supposed to be happy? Give me the 2nd degree in court, and Prosecutor Gavin makes me look like a fool. You're talking about the bloodstain Mr. Latouche left? My department chief had a field day with that one. Even a blind person could see the shooter wasn't blind. Funny guy, huh?
But that bloodstain helped uncover the biggest mystery of all.
Now we know that Mr. Latouche was really with Interpol.
We wouldn't have found that out without you.
I suppose. Maybe that's why the chief gave me these after he was finished chewing me out. Said it was my reward. Are chocolate snackos popular down at the precinct or something?
Munch, munch, munch. I was hoping we could check out the crime scene again.
Be my guest. You're not going to find any clues in here. Well, I did find something strange.
Something strange?
I met my embarrassment quota for the year, that's for sure.
Well, that's a good thing, isn't it?
How?
I mean, think about it. Now you don't have to be embarrassed about anything else all year.
If only it worked that way. This bugs me to think that little kid outsmarted me. And it makes him even more suspicious, now that we know he can see. He could have seen the air duct, and he could have shot that revolver.
But that's not how it sounded in Lamoire's testimony.
You mean her saying she heard Detective Darian's voice at the scene?
That's right. Why can't we have a normal, straightforward killing once in a while in this country? I'll pretend I didn't hear that. Is it true what you said in court today? You know, about the case. About how everything was happening according to those song lyrics. The guitar serenade, you mean? I found the link, you know. First, Prosecutor Gavin's heart-shaped keyring was stolen. Then Lemurwire flew through the air. Whoa, whoa. Then Prosecutor Gavin's guitar caught on fire. And in the end, a bullet took Mr. Latus's life. And he went up into the sky with a guitar, well, 15 feet up at least. And it's kind of hard to chalk it up to coincidence, I know, and I found it. You think the same person did all of this? The heart-shaped object. It's really cute, right? I actually really want one. Goral! 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 Don't ask me, I didn't do it. Neither did I. I couldn't fit through that airband anyway. What? You all think I did it? Sometimes I worry about that girl. That Goral. So, what did you find? So little I must have passed over it yesterday. I found it under the sofa. That looks so suspicious! What is it? Part of some device, I think. I haven't a clue what. The bit sticking out from the end looked familiar, so I had it examined. Turns out it's an antenna. Oh, like on a beetle? Like on a cell phone. This device must use an electronic signal of some sort. An electronic signal, you say? Like this one? Do you think you could take a look at this? A small device. Looks like a transmitter? A transmitter? You press this switch here and it sends out a signal. No idea what it's for though. A signal? You mean an electronic signal? What is it, Apollo? Say, Emma, you know that strange object you said you found? Oh, this. Let me try pressing this switch. What if it was a bomb, Apollo? It's on fire! Emma's device is on fire! Her thingy's on fire! What's the big deal? Idea. Ack! It's just a little fire. Well, now we know what this is, an igniter. This part here must work like a lighter. It nearly lit me up, that's for sure. Hey, don't look at me like that. I didn't do it on purpose. I suppose. At least we're getting somewhere with this case. Hey, Apollo! Let's ask Emma more about this switch. Now that she has some first-hand experience. Hi, hi. What are you trying to do? Burn me alive? Come on, it was just a few sparks. That's you! You weren't the one holding it. Enough sparks flying around here just with you two talking. Wait. In a head slop way? Anyway, now we know this is a remote for an igniter. Let me see that for a second. Well, this is definitely a little transmitter. The signal's weak, probably only reaches 30 feet. A transmitter, huh? Incidentally, if you look at the cross-section diagram of the stage area... Oh, we're downstairs. Let's see. 30 feet from Lemuel's dressing room. That covers the backstage completely. It also looks like it would cover the stage. Seems kind of unlikely anyone would use this on stage. Guess I best be getting on with my investigation. We're off to look for more clues elsewhere then. Feel better just knowing what this thing is now. I'll have to look into igniters a bit more later. Good luck! I'd like to know a bit more about igniters myself. Fruit. Bullet holes. Look at the way those bullets tore through this thick wall. A revolver really was something else. I wonder if someone's little me could even fire it. Dislocating your shoulder would kind of put a crimp in your stage career. Daddy always has stiff shoulders. Maybe that could loosen him up. Don't even mention it. I'm afraid he might go out and actually try it. Nah, he doesn't have the guts to pull the trigger, I bet. Speaker for monitoring the stage. It was blaring at the time of the shooting. It's a pretty old model for such a nice place. I guess they don't care about sound quality back here, as long as you can hear it. Not that the loss of fidelity could possibly make that music worse. Good speakers must cost a lot. You have any idea how much a nice one that size would cost, Apollo? Probably a good 10 years of your allowance, give or take. What? That's almost $600! $5 a month? Poor Trucy. Wait till she finds out you need to buy 2 speakers for a stereo. Poor Trucy. Poor Trucy's worries. That's the air vent with Machi Tobias' fingerprints. What's with the frown? Can a girl frown anymore? Is that a crime? No, of course not. I just meant Machi Tobias' fingerprints are on that air vent. Why would his fingerprints be there if he wasn't the shooter? It's not a question I want to have to answer in court. Hey, wipe that frown off your face. One stick in the mud per crime scene, please. I guess girls can frown, but defense attorneys can't. He's a secret third option. His gender is defense attorney. Lucy, what do we think about this? Aww. Wow, your dad sucks. Although she is quite young. He's doing his best. It. What, come to laugh at the murderer? Darian! That old bag opens her pie hole and wham bam, my life goes down the chute. Thanks. They won't let me work while I'm a suspect. Darian isn't in the best of moods, is he? Not many people are these days, it seems. It is a crime scene, not exactly the happiest place to hang out. And Gavin had to go rub salt in the wound. My alibi is rock solid, rock solid. Just like his hair. So, about your alibi. You have to ask? The shooting happened right in the middle of the third set. That's right. The music was blaring when we heard those gunshots. And found Mr. Latus dead. I've got 10,000 witnesses who saw me, too. Stop waggling your thingy, bird. Right there on that stage. Your guitar playing was something else. Thanks, little lady. See? This whole thing's a sham. Can't believe they aren't letting me work. There's no need to yell at me. It's Slammerware's fault. He was the one who said she heard his voice at the moment of the crime. Man, I never even talked to that old windbag. How could she possibly identify me? He won't let you work? He won't let me work. Gavin! Says I gotta lie low till the suspicion is cleared. What suspicion? He can be such a stick in the mud. Mr. Gavin? A stick in the mud? He may look all flashy and showy, but he's straight as an arrow, man. We know her. Except when he's depressed. You hear him whining the other day? Oh, you mean the thing with the mixing board? He's straight as an arrow. Except when he's depressed. He's just a perfectionist though. Not a bad guy really. He's depressed because he can't get any blue-haired girls, that's why. Or he turns gay for a little bit. Well, I think the Gaviners are the best. I have all your albums. Oh. You can hear him whining. The band's fine too. Gavin can write a good tune, I'll give him that. Come to think of it, I haven't seen Prosecutor Gavin around much. Oh, him? He's down at the prosecutor's office, most likely. The prosecutor's office? I've never been there, have I? The data on the victim should come in from Interpol. Normally, I'd be down there dealing with it. Normally. Apollo, let's go check it out. I've always wanted to see the prosecutor's office. Maybe that's not such a bad idea. Right on! Say hi for me, okay? Oh, and screw you. Can you not do that right now? And tell him I went into that crime scene. We'll be going now. Hey, wait. Yes? What do you really think happened? Really? You don't think I did it, right? Well... Great. Wheeling still a guy with some confidence. Just remember, I was ripping it up on stage when it happened, okay? Ripping! Don't get led astray by some siren song, eh? Get this one wrong, and you'll be eating humble pie for a year. I'll bake it myself. Don't stroke your thingy, dude. Let's not talk to him anymore, alright? Detective Darren Crescent. He's one stone I'd leave unturned if I had a choice. Good. Going to Gavin house. Guitar. I want women to turn and look at me when I walk down the street. Guitars are like my girlfriends and other such things that men say. So, this is it. The Gaviner's head office. It's not the band's office, it's the prosecutor's office. Yeah, so that's why I'm asking. Why is this creepy thing, object, whatever? Looks like I'm appalled. It looks like Prosecutor Gavin is on the phone. Oh well, guess we'll have to come back. Or we can hide behind that bookshelf real quiet like. That's eavesdropping. Why? We'd just be waiting quietly so he won't notice. What if we heard something scandalous about the band? You'd make a good reporter for Gossip Mag. What? A replica? So why was he after it in the first place? Yeah, lettuce. Lettuce. Look, don't talk to me about those Burgundians, okay? Just get me that report, chop chop. And stop leaving mysterious objects in my office, okay? It's times like this when I start to miss Dargan. Huh? Hiya! Hehe! Just thought we'd drop in. Hope you're not mad? How could I be? There's not enough tee-hee in the world in any case. Have a seat. Prosecutor Gavin the philanthropist. Watch and learn, Apollo. So, who have you come to see? Huh? A real lead vocalist for the Gaviners? Or Prosecutor Gavin, scourge of the courtroom? What do you think he means, Apollo? I think he's giving us a choice. We can either ask him about the concert or the case. Which way to go? I love this song. Just you and me. Do, 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 do. Free actually. Oh, the ad break? I guess I'll take a break then. Just quickly. Oh, I couldn't be bothered making more tea, so I just got milk. Just milk. And like 1 centimeter of water that's in my bottle, not mixed together. Okay, we have a game for you. That reminds me, did you see the paper today?
Yes! I always read the TV section.
Good girl. How about you, Hair Forehead? I read the funnies. And you will not see this. No! The way he's doing the exact same pose is too funny. I have seen that, because you're always doing it. Oh my god. Concert of Tragedy, the prosecutor's deadly song. Oh, is that a new show? I haven't heard about that one. It's not a show, it's an article. News, you know?
Oh, does this have anything to do with the case?
Since getting back from the trial, my phone has been ringing off the hook. How does it feel to take a man's life with a song? Have you ever hummed a man all the way to death row? You think you could sing for me over the phone? Well, you probably get that already. He wasn't even singing. It was endless, endless. Thanks to the case you made today, of course.
Oh, that was all Apollo's idea.
Hey! Is that a newspaper over there too? Ah, yes, the Bulgarian Daily Bugle. Go ahead, take a look. Thanks, but I can't read Bulgarian. Oh, that's right. You are fucking Bulgarian! Am I crazy? He literally can read it. Suffice to say, this is big news over there as well. No, they didn't go so far as to mention the lyrics to my song. Probably no one in Bulgaria could believe it. It's probably seen as just a theory at this point. Our journalists didn't see the need to mention it. That makes sense. I hardly know what to think of it myself. Lemuel's testimony will probably be in the evening edition, I'd imagine. Which is why I've had Darden step down from the investigation for now. Yeah, we ran into him moping in front of the Coliseum. Lemuel was my invited guest, so it is rather a delicate situation. You understand how much I want to solve this case. Quickly, if possible.
I really love that song. It has such a great atmosphere to it.
You co-wrote it with Lemuel, if I remember correctly? That's right, it was last year. I had gone to tour Borginia's legal system, as a matter of fact. Sure you had.
And that's when you heard Lemuel's voice?
It was at a small jazz club. I wept that night. I knew I had to meet her to talk to her. So I used my influence, which is not inconsiderable, to arrange a meeting.
Wow, prosecutors really have a lot of clout.
I think he is sort of a special case, Juicy. Thankfully, she liked the work I did and we wrote a song right there backstage. Machi on piano, that dulcet voice, and myself on guitar that I borrowed from Lemuel.
And music history was made. Probably not an experience your average lawyer would ever have, like Apollo, say.
It is a memory I hold dear, and the song we wrote that night was this. And that very guitar is right over there. You mean this charred lump?
Don't call it a lump, that's a piece of history. And it's only browned, not really charred.
No matter, I shall never sing that song again. I wouldn't use that guitar again either, even if I could have. What happened during that song anyway? Why did his guitar suddenly catch on fire? Do you think you could show it to us? Your charred, I mean slightly burnt guitar? Your slightly warm toast? I'm sure he doesn't mind. What more could happen to it? Looks at you bisexually. Wow. Look at all the guitars. Why so many? You can never have too many guitars. They're like my lovers. I didn't just hear him say that. They're backup guitars, Apollo. Don't you know anything? Rock and rollers always smash their guitars at the end of a show. No wonder it's so hard to make it as a musician. You know what? You should try rocking a little, Apollo. And breaking his guitars while he watches? That might be a little too rocking. Breaking his lovers while he watches? Ah ha ha ha. Of course, I would never do such a thing. Did I not say they're like my lovers? Do I seem like the kind of man who would do such a thing to the ones he loves? Tell me more. No, not at all. I mean, you're Mr. Gavin, upstanding prosecutor. What happened to Prosecutor Gavin, God of Rock? Tell me you want women to look when you walk down the street. What the hell is that? That was an impressive bit of pyrotechnics that did this. That's the guitar from the concert, isn't it? Lol. I thought it was one of the staff playing a gag on me. I never guessed that wasn't the end of it. I had a specialist analyze the guitar, incidentally. Oh? Did you find anything out? He didn't have a lot of time, so it's still unclear. But the results he came up with were intriguing. Intriguing? How does that guitar tie into everything that went on? Sounds like something we should ask about. It was a beautiful instrument. It was played lovingly for many years. A guitar befitting a woman like Lamoire. How did it end up here? She gave it to me. I mentioned how much I enjoyed playing it that night, and she made a present of it. So, this guitar is from Borginia? That it is. We couldn't carry it on the plane. Changes in air pressure and humidity ruined the wood. So we vacuum packed it in the Lamoire studio. I used a special shipping service available to me for transporting evidence. Well, that sounds kind of illegal. Miles, did you hear about this? He brought it right up to my office for me. Pristine and untouched. See, prosecutors do have a lot of clout. I still think he's a special case. Such a valuable guitar. It's too bad it got burned. What was it that you were saying earlier? Something about intriguing results from an examination of the guitar? That's right. What was that all about? Well, you know how guitars have a round hole at the front? It's called the sound hole. True? So that's what it's called. Well, they found something attached to the wood just inside the hole. A broken device of some sort. A broken device? Yes, this in fact. The examiner is busy with evidence for the case now, however, so he'll be checking this out once he's finished with everything else. Odd, that device looks strangely familiar. It looks like it. It has to be one of these. What is it, Apollo? That device that was found in your guitar. Take a look at this. Why, that looks like the same thing. What is it? It's an igniter. Another one? It was at the crime scene in Lemoire's dressing room. Detective Sky found it, actually. At the scene of the crime. What could it mean, I wonder? Wow. What's wrong, Apollo? You look confused. I was just wondering where the work chair in this office was. You're looking at my favorite chair right now. That's a massage chair, isn't it? That is an ergonomic, adjustable office. I love the ones with the vibrating rollers on your back. Those feel great. Did I say something wrong? No, I merely realized the futility of an explanation. Sorry, I wanted to look at the guitar. I was just thinking about futility. What is that on the plate there? Is that gum? Gum? Maybe he was chewing it when the phone rang, so he put it on the plate for later consumption. You'd think a rock star could afford a fresh stick. Don't jump to any conclusions, Al. That's no chewing gum. Take a closer look. Although I really shouldn't be offering, should I? What is that? It looks like a lump of plastic. Wait, that phone call. Prosecutor Gavin, does this have something to do with Mr. Latouche? Wait a second. You were listening to my phone call, weren't you? Who? Us? I tried to stop him, really, but he forced me to. Hey, you are the one digging for scandal, Miss Reporter. To tell the truth, I'm not even sure what it is. But apparently it's a model of something undercover agent Mr. Latouche was after. This lump? Will you mind telling us what you do know about it? Just you and me. This was found in Mr. Latouche's bag. It's apparently a replica of something. A replica. It's a small lump about 1.5 inches long. We analyzed it, but there's not much to say other than it's a lump of plastic. Perhaps it was to be used in the identification of whatever it's a replica of. You mean whatever Mr. Latouche was after? That seems to be the most logical explanation. Well, what is it? Don't ask me, Fraulein. Oh, if you don't want to tell us, you could just say so. I've put in a request to Interpol via my contacts in Bulgaria, but apparently there's a block on information somewhere along the chain. Oh? There's something either Interpol or Bulgaria doesn't want to share. Something about this little piece of plastic. After Mr. Latouche went through all that trouble to become Miss Lamoire's manager, just to come to this country to find out more about this lump? and he died for it. I have sent someone to the Colosseum to fetch Lemoir. Perhaps she knows something about it, being a Borginian. I believe that covers everything I'm at liberty to tell you about. Oh, thanks for dropping by, Hair Forehead. Thanks? Why, you gave me so much information. The igniter, for instance. Oh, that. I've never met an attorney so forthcoming with the prosecution. It's a big help. Or perhaps you're just a tad naive, I guess I could have hit it, but somehow showing it felt like the right thing. I could say the same to you, Prosecutor Gavin. Thanks for the information. About the, strange lump of plastic. The one that Mr. Latouche was investigating. Hey, that's right! I've been thinking, Her Forehead. We encounter many incidents in our lives, all of us, not all of them simple. Especially not the ones where people are killing to song lyrics. That is why I try to at least remain simple inside, and I keep a simple goal, to discover the truth. That's why I like to keep relations civil, yeah? That is all. I can live with that. Mr. Prosecutor? Fraulein? Can I ask you why you sing in a band? Ah, because I want women to turn and look when I walk down the street. We know. That's pretty simple too. Now, if you'll excuse me, I've got work to do. Another time, perhaps. He also plays guitar, to be fair. Bye! Oh, it's you. You came at a good time. Hello there, Mo. What's up? Either of you know where Lemoir is? Well, I saw her in the backstage hallway a while ago. Yeah? That's strange. What's strange? I can't find her anywhere. I was supposed to bring her to the prosecutor's office. Lemoir is missing? It's hard to imagine her wandering off somewhere on her own. Being that she's blind and all. Yeah, we'll help you look for her. Great, thanks. This place is deserted. I wonder where Lemoir went off to. I'm sure she's okay on her own. She seems resourceful. I guess, but I can't help but worry about her a little. Milk. Huh? The stage is pitch dark. The power breaker must be off for this section. Great. I'll go get someone. Yipes, it was really dark out there. Dark. That's all Lemoir has when you think about it. Gets emo suddenly. What would it be like to live in a world of darkness? Hey, Apollo. Huh? What? Doesn't something about the stage seem different to you? Like, something's changed? Changed? I can't put my finger on it, but it's bugging me. It's bugging me too. What's she talking about? It's it. Hey, that case. Wasn't that open before? I don't remember. There's something sticking out of it. Huh, I guess someone closed it. Wait, look, where the case closes. Something sticking out. That doesn't look like an instrument. You don't think it's... Let's open it, Apollo. I wish that was me. She's literally fine. It looks so comfy. Why is it... This guitar is freaking massive, dude. Lemua was taken directly to the hospital. Emma ran around barking orders, making phone calls. Trucy just clung to my arm and cried. And me, I was still in shock. 2 bodies in 2 days is too many. Woof 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 woof. Emma, how's Lemua? Is she okay? You. We all owe you a big thanks, that's for sure. So, she's okay? Yes, she came to a short while ago. You found her before it was too late. That's good to hear. So, what happened? Someone attacked her. She was struck on the forehead. By who? We don't know. They hit her on the forehead, right? That's right in front of her. How could she not see? Oh! Right. Would you like to see her now? Is that alright? She wants to thank you for saving her life. Lemua! Mr. Attorney, you are the one who found me. Thank you, from the bottom of my heart. I'm just glad you're okay. Tell me, what happened? Attacked! It was after I spoke with you in front of the dressing room. I sensed someone approaching. I thought it might be someone coming to see me, but they said nothing. When I went to return to my dressing room, you were hit. I knew, that very moment I knew. The assailant was trying to kill me. No! It was lucky for me, the first blow did not knock me down. I turned and ran for the stage. Someone was chasing me, I could hear footsteps, yet I reached the stage first. Why the stage? I had overheard maintenance people talking. The power to the stage area was off, they said, for electrical work. Ah! Darkness is my ally. There was a contrabass case near the stage. That is where I hid. So the assailant can see you. Once in the case, I'm afraid I passed out. Wow, that seems like a really close call. Do you have any idea who it might have been? Unfortunately, no. Whoever it was, they said not a word. Too bad. Yet, when I consider that I was struck high on the forehead, I must conclude that whoever hit me was taller than I am. Good point. It's sharp. And you're much taller than I am. You're about as tall as Apollo. That's not saying much. So that means it was likely an adult and probably a man. Could it be him? But why would anyone attack you, Lemua? The detective asked me this too, and to her I gave the same answer I give you. I do not know. Do you want a plastic pebble? Ah, Lemua, I wanted to ask you about this. Do you know what this is? This is what? Mr. Latus was carrying it. It's a replica of the thing he was after. He was after? You know, in his secret identity, as an undercover agent. So that's what he was doing. You mean, you know what? Yes, I know, of course. This must be a Borginian cocoon. Or rather, a convincing replica thereof. Why haven't I heard of a Borginian cocoon before? Why would he be carrying this around? Was it some kind of souvenir? I wonder. Cocoon. Well, they call it Borginian. It must only be found in Borginia. For certain, all in Borginia know of these. It's a cocoon, so do you get silk from it? I do not know the details, I'm sorry to say. I thought she said all in Borginia knew of these. There is one fact I do know about the cocoon though. Something all in Borginia know. What's that? The cocoons. They are not to be taken out of the country. If someone does and is caught, they will be put to death. To death? Why? I do not know. Yet, if Interpol was involved, I am sure there is a good reason. But this is just a piece of plastic. He was carrying a replica, but looking for the real deal. That's my best guess. So that's what he was up to? Tracking down Borginian cocoon smuggling. Smuggling? Interpol is always doing smuggling. Seems I was marked. Marked? Life changed for me with the popularity of my songs. I began to travel around the world. Oh, so you could have brought those Borginian cocoons with you. On my trips, yes, that was probably the suspicion. And Mr. Latus was placed as an undercover agent to look into it. Borginia is a small, sheltered country. Not many of our people venture into the world outside. Is that why they suspected you? But Mr. Latus wasn't a Borginian, was he? He was an Interpol agent, which means... What, Apollo? There must be some reason why Borginia doesn't want those cocoons getting out. Something scary enough to get Interpol involved. Huh? Like what? How could such a tiny ball of thread cause such a commotion? Cocoon smuggling. And Mr. Latus had Lemmiwar marked. It couldn't be her. Huh? There's one other person I need to talk to. Thank you for talking to us, Lemmiwar. It was the least I could do. Actually, I have another request. If it is within my power, I need an interpreter, someone who speaks Borginian. Apollo? Would you come with us, if you're well enough? I see. Yes, of course. I shall accompany you. Well, where are we going? Come on, Trucy, we're about to get to the bottom of this. Machi, we came to talk to you about the case. Machi... Could you interpret for us, Lemmiwar? Yes. Machi, I'd like to talk to you about when we first met. When we still thought you were blind. Now we know the truth. You can see, right? I was completely fooled myself. Machi, isn't there another secret you're hiding from us? Wait, Mr. Attorney. What do you mean by secret? What do I mean by secret? Well... the egg. If I'm not mistaken, you know something about this, don't you? Hey, you got a reaction! A big one! Machi, you didn't. Trucy and I are trained to see people's uncertainty, for some reason. Not that we would have needed any training to see that one. Mr. Attorney, please tell me what this is all about. Namiwar, please interpret. Very well. I know you know something about this by your reaction. If you won't tell me, I might have to give it to the prosecution and have them look into it. He asks you to wait, do not be so hasty. Machi? Do you know everything? Yes, everything. Well, sort of. Have him tell us about it. Very well. What is this cocoon anyway? The cocoon, the silk, is a potent cure. A cure? It must cure some disease. It's a cure for incuritis. Yeah, man. It's a cure for incuritis. But if it's a cure, why keep it in Borginia like that? Just think of all the lives they could save by sharing the medicine. I do not understand the reasons myself. Okay, well, at least we know what it is, a cure. And Mr. Latouche was after the cocoon smugglers. Wait, was Machi... Machi, you weren't. He couldn't be a smuggler, he's so little. Well, you're only 15 and you're sort of a magician, aren't you? Well, that's true. I am sort of a magician. She said sort of. Oh, to have a copy of that security camera tape. Well, Machi, are you a smuggler? He won't tell me. First he plays blind, now he plays dumb. I wonder, do you think he brought a cocoon here to sell it to someone? If Machi really did bring one into the country, was he planning on making a deal for its sale? I can't go home. Can't go home? I can't go home to Borginia. I do not want to go home. The penalty for taking a cocoon from Borginia is death. That's right, it's punishable by death. About the case... What about the case? He wants to tell us about Mr. Latouche's death? This beating's over, said the killer suddenly. Darian? What do you mean? Visiting overs aren't over yet. There's a call from Archie from the Virginian Embassy. This meeting is over. Sorry. Just give us 5 more minutes. We can call them back after that. Sorry, no go. Come on, piano boy, we're leaving. Darian, wait! I never liked you, either of you. Huh? Darn it, we were so close. He was about to tell us. Hey, Apollo. He didn't want us to hear what Machi had to say. Apollo! And there can only be one reason why. Why is everyone ignoring me? Oh, sorry. This is it. I know who I'm after now. It all happens tomorrow, in court. What, Tracy? We never got to find out what Tracy wanted to say. Ha 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 ha! Ha 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 ha! Eh, now I can stop being American. Let's go! Okay. Thank you guys. See you in court tomorrow. See if anyone is live. Nope. Nope. And there's never anyone playing at the same time as me. There's someone in Japan playing the previous case. Oh, thank you guys. Well, I see you tomorrow to wrap up this case. Yay, 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 yay. Alright. Thank you everyone. Bye 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 bye. Thanks for coming to America with me. Farewell.